Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgra. Sometimes a single event can change the course of your life. Today, we're going to dive into a work of fiction that might hit close to home for some of you. Think about those moments that challenge us, the ones that make us question everything we thought we knew. When life pivots and the world you once relied on unravels, leaving you standing at the edge of something new, something very different, something scary. For Selena LaRoche, the glamorous international model at the heart of P.J. Ellis's new book, After You, My Dear, I Will Always Follow You, that moment comes when she makes the brave decision to run. Here's a sneak peek at the beginning of Chapter 1. The title, Selena.
As my plane climbed to the stratosphere, I leaned forward past my seatmate. Like a petulant child, I had taken an aisle seat to avoid seeing the mountain range. But as the first peaks appeared, I knew I had to say goodbye. The summit materialized through the cloud cover, majestic in its beauty, but leaving me discouraged and depressed. The sight stalked us for many minutes. I leaned back and closed my eyes, but the image was burned into my lids. Stalking was a subject I knew something about. My ex-husband, Victor LaRoche, had pursued me for 3 years, as though he had to consume me to survive. I ran for my life. We were still together when he received the separation notice I had filed. He gunned his engine and roared into the driveway, crashing into the porch and demolishing 3 steps. Slamming the front door so hard the frame cracked, he stomped up the stairs and strode into the bedroom within an inch of me. I was terrified but managed to hold my head up. He gripped my jaw with his left-hand prosthesis and slapped my face with the right hand that held the summons. The paper contacted with a loud crack. "You will not do this, Selena," he said softly but coldly. His voice rose. "As long as you live, you will never try to do this again." He emphasized, and his voice roared, "As long as you live." He crumpled the paper in his right hand, then drew his left arm back, and I screamed and ducked. The prosthesis bored through the sheetrock, and the mechanism disengaged, embedding the multi-million bionic forearm in the bathroom wall like someone had severed it from his body with an axe. I wanted to laugh at him, but did not want to hasten my demise.
And so it begins. Selena LaRoche, a gorgeous 35-year-old model, a 6-foot beauty who leaves behind the life she thought was secure. She had fame, luxury, adventure, and now the difficult journey of reclaiming her independence begins.
I've known a lot of women who have been in this or similar situations, and I have been a little closer to this than I want to be. You know, like Selena, when there's a divorce, you not only leave the man, you leave a life behind, you leave your friends behind. And this is what happened to her. She has no remaining friends. I mean, she's virtually alone. And it's a fight for her self-determination and her independence.
Selena's journey takes her to Andersonville, Georgia, the site of a Civil War POW camp. And while there is no comparison between her and the people who died there, she does feel imprisoned by her circumstances. She left behind a lot, so rebuilding won't be easy, but she's not alone for long. Carl Rich, a widowed detective with his own troubled past, steps into her world. He becomes both a protector and a partner, offering insight, protection, and, dare I say, the possibility of love.
There is surveillance going on, there's a crime in her backyard, and she meets a pair of detectives who want to try to solve some of these happenings. One of the detectives turns out to be a romantic partner. His name is Carl, and he wants to care for her, and eventually there is a marriage.
She also encounters Mia, a young girl trapped in a very dangerous situation. The book is a romantic thriller, but it does touch on social issues like abuse, control, and exploitation, showing how courage and compassion can make a difference.
Primarily, this book was written for entertainment. It's a thriller. It's a romantic thriller. I think it also addresses a couple of social issues. Selena is unfortunately, a common place in a relationship that's turned sour, where someone has become controlling and domineering. And that's not exclusive to women, both physically and emotionally. That's something we see a lot in our society. And there's also the child. She's become involved in a porn ring, and Selena is actively trying to release her from that lifestyle. So there are a couple of social issues in addition to the entertainment value that I hope the reader comes away with.
Pam says, of course you have to have a plot, but she does like to let her characters speak for themselves, letting each scene unfold naturally. There is a unique name for this kind of a writer.
Well, I am what you call a pantser in the writing world, which means that I write by the seat of my pants. So, when I sit down, the curtains draw across the stage and I'm ready to meet my characters. So writing is something I've always wanted to do. I guess I've always been writing in my head, but never had the time to put it on paper. So I'm retired now, and I have that time, and I'm really enjoying it.
And it's proving to be a pretty good approach. It allows for authentic surprises, some plot twists, and some real emotion.
As some of the reviews I've gotten say that it's a roller coaster ride, but I really enjoyed it.
I can see that. Part of that is because every chapter has a tease at the end, so the result is a thriller that's both entertaining and socially relevant.
Well, the ending to After You, My Dear, is things are kind of left in a toss-up, but yes, the sequel continues on Selena's journey with Carl, the detective she has met in the first book. They build a life together, but they are still battling Selena's past.
In the book, Selena leaves behind a life she thought was once secure. She was married to Victor LaRoche, a wealthy, charming, seemingly perfect in every way man, until his narcissistic, abusive stalker side emerges. And while this is a work of fiction, it mirrors real life in the sense that the journey to freedom is never easy. Along the way, Selena does learn some important lessons. A woman can successfully leave an abusive relationship. People can recover from a broken past and start all over. And, even more troubling, some of the people closest to you can also betray you.
Selena has made a regrettable choice, and the book is about her bid for independence, because this guy is not going to give up. He is stalking her, he finds out where she lives, and strange things start to happen in her life. There's lots of action, there are murders, there are kidnappings.
So how far will Victor LaRoche go to reclaim what he thinks is his? And what about Mia? Can Selena save her? These are just a couple of the many questions you're going to find answers to in the new book, After You, My Dear, I Will Always Follow You, by P.J. Ellis, an author that invites all of us to witness the power of starting over, the dangers of betrayal, and the strength it takes to reclaim your life. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.